Ronaldo Roll Tide, Michael B. Roll Tide, B. Walker, what it do, player? Oh my goodness. All right, we live with it. We live with it. Roll Tide. Everybody tapped in on the Facebook. Hit that like, share, follow, comment. If you live on YouTube, hit that like, comment, share, tap in with us. If you watching on Twitch, Amazon Prime, once a month you could sub to one of your favorite content creators for free. It costs you nothing. If you don't sub to me, make sure you don't let it go to waste. And if you're watching on the green, no ads, picture in picture, you can use up to 50 emotes free.
Let me
All
teach you
do
how
is
to
be a follower of
vibe.
the channel. Live on 4 social media platforms. All right, let's get right into it, man. Iron Bowl, I knew it was gonna be crazy. Took years off my life. Keelan, what up? Iron Bowl took years off my life. Shout out to reason why I got DeBoer on the screen is because last night Texas A&M 4th and 1. Mike Elko got
Let me teach you how to
one
vibe.
of the most dynamic quarterbacks in college football. Texas was rocking, and he punted 4th and 1 with a 99.9% chance to go to the playoffs. And that game was to go to the SEC championship against your rival. In a rivalry game, you got to be aggressive. He punted the ball. Texas went down and scored. Pretty much stretched the game out, and Texas A&M lost. And let this be a lesson to what Black Hoodie did today. Is he dropped his nuts. 4th and 2. He went for it. Horton had the hat trick. 3 touchdowns receiving. And then Bama made plays to close the game out. Big hit by Bray Hubbard, forcing the fumble on Cam Coleman. Deontay Lawson with the recovery. Alabama Crimson Tide closed the game out and heads to the SEC championship to play none other than Kirby Smart and the Georgia Bulldogs. Seemed like in the last decade that's been the SEC championship, and we got to go. We got more work to do. Hopefully Jam Miller is not injured too bad, as he ran well tonight. A surprising part of the Iron Bowl was Alabama ran the football today, something we haven't really done all season, so that was good to see. So they got to clean up the passing offense going on the next week. It was a surprise, like Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams really were not factors in this game. Isaiah Horton pretty much held it down at the receiver position. No Cuevas. So I mean, if you think about Cuevas, Ryan Williams and Jerry Bernard are like the 3 favorite targets of Ty Simpson Auburn, you got to give them credit, man. Auburn put pressure on Bama all night. So I know Kirby Smart is going to dial up some pressure on Bama. And Bama's got to be able to run the football. If not, people are just going to blitz, and just force us to beat them, just throwing the ball 50 times in the air. We don't want to play unbalanced football like that. That ain't Bama football. He said Texas A&M choke, Bama made plays. I mean, to me, it's like one thing is to choke. Another thing is to show your team you believe in them. And DeBoer did that tonight by...
Let me teach you how to vibe.
I don't know if y'all... I was watching it on 3 different feeds. And one of the feeds I was watching, when they called that timeout on 3rd down, DeBoer walked over to the team and said, hey, we got to get this. He was letting them know, we not coming here to kick no field goal. We coming here to get 6. And, great play call by Grubb, dialing one up, and Ty Simpson stepping up in the pocket and making a throw, and Horton for making a contested catch, because Auburn receivers dropped a lot of contested catches today. Just like the pick that Bray Hubbard got, that really gave Alabama a little bit of breathing room towards the end. Auburn receivers dropped a lot of passes today. Definitely got to clean that up. But the offense has to do more with when the defense is turning teams over and getting off the field. Offense got to do more. Lock kick them once you plug in the city. But this was a masterclass of Black Hoodie giving his team a chance to execute and win the game, rather than kicking the field goal and just praying that that Auburn can't get 3 or score a touchdown in Jordan Hare. Because the way that Auburn was playing second half, I just didn't trust kicking the field goal and letting the scrambling quarterback walk off on us. Yeah, Ty Simpson's runs definitely was a difference maker in the game, because it was kind of unexpected. Miller had about 15 carries for about 85. Hill is like a power runner. Wasn't a lot of Riley today, but I think in some of those spots where Bama usually does speed sweeps or end arounds with Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams, I feel like Ty Simpson stepped up and definitely ran in some of those instances. Also, even on some quarterback design runs where he used his feet to extend some drives. But they're going to have to get right back to work. There's no time to celebrate, because Georgia is going to want revenge. And, Georgia's a super talented and a well-coached football team. And I'm excited for this challenge that Bama... Yeah, I mean, Bama... Bro, in my lifetime, Bama has never wanted to trust a kicker, and we shouldn't. We Bama. You know what I'm saying? And I seen some people talking about Bama in the playoffs if we lose to Georgia. Man, I want to go beat Georgia. I want to get a bye. I want to get completely healthy, set up a game plan, watch some film, and go win a championship. Road to 19. We Alabama. We the greatest program in the history of college football. We is not thinking about a close loss to Georgia and backdooring into the playoffs at somebody else's mercy. We need to go grab the bull by the horns, beat Georgia, and get this bye into the playoffs like we need to do. I don't want to see Bama fans out there talking about if we lose. No, we don't deserve to go to the playoffs, and we shouldn't want to.
Let me teach you how to vibe.
We should want to go beat Georgia and punch our own ticket, take destiny in our own hands. Oh yeah, great win. Roll Tide, Tyler. It was just a tough game because, I know every Bama fan on earth is like, please don't let Auburn score in no time on the clock and go for 2 and get some Philip Lussenkirk and rest in peace, go back pass, or Auburn, man. When I seen that this was lining up when we lost to Oklahoma, to say, man, the Iron Bowl is a meaningful game. DJ Durkin did a great job tonight, dialing up the defenses he did and getting his quarterbacks ready to play. His quarterback had 100 yards rushing and outpassed Ty Simpson, even with a lot of drops tonight. Man, I knew it was gonna be a game. Like if you've never been to Jordan Hare Stadium on a night game, that was exactly. I knew what was coming. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a tough place to go play. The crowd is always gonna be energetic and rock. When the bird fly around, the eagle fly around the stadium in the beginning, it's kind of wild. So, it was a crazy atmosphere. I'm glad them boys pulled it off tonight, though. Oh yeah, Bama definitely stand it, and they gotta play like it because we are everybody's Super Bowl game, Ronaldo. We are the game that people circle on their calendar is like, this is the primetime game I want. This is where I gotta prove myself. All right, it's the Shop Talk. If anybody new to the stream or new, this is what we do. We open it up. Anybody can ask any questions they want about the game. Anybody got any thoughts they want to throw in? I'll break these down and put them on YouTube and TikTok and Twitter and throw them around. Definitely, my favorite part of content is engaging the chat and reading the chat and seeing what y'all got. And then after we get through the Iron Bowl, we'll go over the Titans, Jags, because we now know what the depth chart will look like for the Jags game, the implications of the game, and is this a winnable game for the Tennessee Titans, who are 1-10 with interim coach Mike McCoy and Cam Ward. All right, y'all got any questions about the Iron Bowl before we get into Titans, Jags, Shop Talk? Game planning for Georgia start tonight, not tomorrow. Like, this a familiar opponent. Vanderbilt put belt on Tennessee today. You know what I'm saying? Vanderbilt put belt on Tennessee today. And I do mean belt. I mean, like, Vanderbilt put belt on Tennessee today. I mean, like, never in my lifetime would I think Vanderbilt would go into Knoxville, into that stadium, 110,000 with a chance at the playoffs on the line, and a chance for Tennessee to end Vandy's playoff dreams. For Vandy to come on the road with Diego Pavia and come into Knoxville and absolutely take Tennessee up into the foothills, take them behind the woodshed, and make a coon hat out of them and just put belt on. Like, never in my lifetime, I think that Vandy would go put a 50 burger on Tennessee in Knoxville. That was just something that I just was not expecting it. I mean, that was crazy. I mean, 45 points at Tennessee, greatest Vanderbilt season of all time, to end a season with Tennessee, and depending on what happens, Vanderbilt potentially punching their ticket to the playoffs. Like, that's crazy, bro. They need a lot of help. I don't think Vandy's getting in, but I mean, there's a chance it could be like a 7-5 ACC team to get in before Vandy, which would be tragic. Because I think Vandy would dog walk the ACC, but that was a sight to see. In Michigan, where is Michigan that Ohio State pretty much dominated them today? Like, Ohio State started off slow and still dominated them bad. He said, who's the most underrated person in the upcoming draft? Somebody that's going to be at the Senior Bowl, or somebody that's going to run some crazy 40 time in the combine. You got to think like Xavier Worthy ran that crazy 40. He wasn't on the map to be drafted in the first round till he did that. You think about some guys go to the Senior Bowl and dominate. Some no-name guy dominates a bunch of players that people like. So like underrated people in the draft would be like that. Like I got my own personal sleeper picks. My own personal sleeper picks. If you looked at any of my mocks, you can see people that float around, you know, the 5th to 7th round that ain't high up on people's draft boards that will be like a Tariq Woolen, like a 5th round guy that turns into a Pro Bowler that's about to get a bag this offseason. Pacheco, Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Kyle Monunga ran for 100 yards against the Eagles Sunday for the Bears. 7th round draft pick out of Rutgers. It could be guys like that. So, I mean, I know the guys that's deep down on the draft board for me. Barry and Brown, Nick Anderson. It's some guys that if they're healthy come draft time, they get good 40 times. Some people that could be down on the draft board. Who do I got making the playoffs? That's a good question. I mean, it don't matter who I got because the teams like last year, the teams like 9, 10, 11, 12 with the automatic bids is going to put somebody in that don't deserve it. And somebody I think should be in is going to get left out. But, I mean, it's neither here nor there. Who do you think is underrated coming in the upcoming draft? I mean, I want Bama to beat Georgia and win it all. I really don't care about everybody else. That's the true Bama fan in me that says that. All right. Y'all keep the questions coming. Now it's time to get into the second part of Shop Talk. Now it's time to get into the second part of Shop Talk. Tennessee Titans have made a game day elevation on Xavier Restrepo, moving Mason Kinsey to special teams. And Kamon Hall off the practice squad has been a journeyman, has been moved into a spot with Jalen Amar Davis being out. So that means Kair Elam, we'll get to see him start next to Darrell Baker Jr. with Marcus Harris in the slot. And we'll have Michael Robinson and Kamon Hall called up off the practice squad. Samuel Womack out. Jalen Amar Davis hurt. Shy Tuttle is out. So that would leave CJ Ravenel, James Lynch in the rotation. They don't have cars though. Of course, this is Jahad Ward playing. Xavier Woods still questionable, probably out. And Kendall Brooks with a concussion is out. So that's Jared Reed and Mike Brown as your backup safeties. Sunday, Lloyd Cushenberry out. Corey Levin start at center. Dan Moore is questionable. It'll be a game time decision. So that would leave Oli Udoh to play left tackle if Dan Moore cannot go. Khalil Mullins, hopefully we'll get to see some of him Sunday versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. What does that mean? It means the Tennessee Titans better stop the run tomorrow. If they can stop the run tomorrow, I feel like the Titans have a good chance to compete against the Jaguars. If they cannot run and stop the run, it could be a long day, even with Travis Hunter being out, because I think Brian Thomas Jr. will be back for the Jaguars Sunday, which will mean that Kair Elam getting his first start with Baker Jr. and Marcus Harris would have to step up, because that, you know, Jacoby Myers, Brian Thomas Jr., you know, they won't be at 100%, but they'll be enough that if they get Etienne and Tootin going, that they could cause problems for us. Like that's what's up, Zay. We definitely keep y'all in the prayers. Ravens Joe was good. But yeah, that's Good thing to see Restrepo getting caught up into the second straight week. Aomana should be back, so Tennessee Titans offense should have a chance to make some plays Sunday. Cam Ward's been getting better every week since the bye week, and you got Van Jefferson, Aomana, DK, Restrepo, and James Prochet. You know, that to me is about what I've been calling for. As far as what we still got left on the roster, I think that's the best set of receivers that we have that we can put out there. I would love to see Jackson Slater or Drew Moss get some burn at right guard. Maybe even Crenshaw Dixon get called up to get a look at tackle at some point before the end of the season. But with Chig Okonkwo being a little banged up, Gunnar Helm will be tight end 1, which I expect to see more 3 receiver stacks with Helm. So should get to see Aomana, DK, Jefferson, Aomana, DK, Restrepo, Aomana, DK, Prochet. Some of those type of looks come Sunday. But hopefully Khalil Mullins, Tajay Spears, Tony Pollard can get something going in the run game to take some pressure off of Cam Ward. Because if you've seen the Bears versus the Eagles run for 300 yards rushing, that's the type of thing you need for a young QB. Some real balance to slow down that pass rush, especially if we're going to be having backups playing in the line. And on defense, this is going to be very interesting to see Kerry Lam. Can he step up and be a starting corner for the Tennessee Titans? And somebody that may extend in the offseason at the end of his rookie deal. Baker Jr. has probably been the best of our outside corners this year from what's left. But Kamon Hall, journeyman, I expect him to be more special teams. If we do rotate another corner to get some snaps, I hope it's Micah Robinson. I want to see him get a little burn at defensive back. And of course, Marcus Harris continue to play well. Big Jeff and T Sweat got to push the pocket Sunday. And Jahar Ward and Arden Key have to set the edge. I expect Hook to have a bounce back game and make a few plays Sunday. But all in all, y'all got any questions about the Jags Titans matchup or anything NFL related on the second category of the Shop Talk? I know it's late, but the Iron Bowl had me up. I needed a breather after the Iron Bowl was over. It was stressful. It was as stressful as it comes. And what's crazy in the AFC South is if the Jags beat the Titans and the Texans beat up Daniel Joneses, if the Colts lose to the Texans will go above 500 football and put them in the fray with the Steelers, the Chiefs, all those teams fighting to get back in. And then you'll have the Jags will be back tied at the top of the AFC South with the Texans being in punching distance, because the Texans and Jags will play a couple of times to end the season. And then the Colts will be on the downswing, which would be absolutely crazy if the Colts was at the top of the AFC and would go on the downswing after the trade for Sauce Gardner and Daniel Jones. Looked bad in practice. It looked like his leg injury is really bad. Didn't look like he could put too much pressure on it. And we know Azeez Al-Shaair is the safest linebacker in the NFL that does not hit people. So I can see Azeez taking Daniel Jones out by halftime, and the Colts being in some real trouble with Anthony Richardson being out. Then you be down to the rookie from Notre Dame, Riley, at QB, for the Colts trying to hang on to a playoff spot, which would be absolutely nuts if the AFC South just went up and down like that. That would be kind of crazy. any more matchups Sunday that y'all looking forward to, I'm going to put my prize picks in before I go to sleep tonight. I gotta finish Stranger Things. Make sure if y'all haven't, follow me on all social media platforms. We are trying to go up. We are getting a lot of engagement on a lot of our offline content, which is great. That was the main thing that we were shooting for. And, you know, we just went over 1,400 followers on YouTube. So we, you know, in the last several weeks, we went from 1,300 to 1,400. So we are slowly growing. I'm dropping YouTube videos over there daily, and they slowly getting more traction, because not only can you go back and watch the live shop talks in their entirety, but I do break them down into shorter clips with thumbnails to be a little bit more digestible. So if you missed the shop, I can kind of give you the shop in a short period of time, or kind of what the topic was about. You know, the Facebook football post from the Green Bay Packer fans that didn't know that Matt LaFleur was a coach under Mike Vrabel, along with Dean Pease, and then Arthur Smith was his predecessor. So, and it's funny that people don't know the history of the Tennessee Titans, as well as the people that commented on the John Gruden post that didn't know that Bill Callahan coached for the Raiders against the Tennessee Titans in the 0-2 AFC Championship game, and how full circle that moment was, and what this picture was all about. It wasn't about Gruden being the head coach. It was about his connection to the Raiders, his connection to Tampa Bay, who the Titans played in the preseason. It's a lot of funny things. You know, the people that don't know that Kaiir Elam was a first round draft pick out of Florida,
Let me teach you how to
and
vibe.
now the most talented cornerback on the Titans, hoping that he finds a new space. Another video, the Bears Patriots was in the same spot. Both of them drafted a first round quarterback that people were down on year one. Both of them fired their coaches, Mayo, and both of them hired new coaches that came in and had change, and teams that
Let
run
me
the
teach you how to
football, stop the
vibe.
run, and have had exponential growth in those young QBs. So if y'all want to go back and check those videos out, feel free. Alabama Crimson Tide fans basking in their glory today. Bray Hubbard with huge hit stick fumble, and Deontay Lawson with the recovery to save the Iron Bowl for the Alabama Crimson Tide, punching their way to a ticket against Georgia in the SEC Championship versus Kirby Smart, along with Xavier Restrepo getting called up. And you know what's interesting about this is, if Xavier Restrepo continues to play well, and you have DK and A.O. Monter coming back, I think you could put Van Jefferson and Prochet in the practice squad mode for next year. And because Van Jefferson's only getting 1.6, James Prochet is getting league minimum. You could go back into the draft, and I want to ask y'all a question, because, you know, I made my mock draft, and I made a bunch of mock drafts, you know, over the last several months, and we could even do one tonight if y'all feel like doing it. But this is one I really like, because I traded back and got so much. You know, Chris Brazil is at the top of the SEC in receiving. If you watch this kid play, he's the perfect type of talent that the Tennessee Titans need. Like, watching these big time games, I even had on one of my mock drafts, I know on one of my mocks I had Horton. Yep. Isaiah Horton, who had 3 touchdowns today. He's one of my late round steals in some of my mocks. I know somebody asked questions. You know, Zion Young is another guy that I think will be around in the late. So if y'all want to do a mock tonight, we can do a mock. I like doing them because the AI upgrades and improves from week to week, and as well as it gives you opportunity to see what type of talent your team can add in the offseason. Statman, what's good? Kenny O, Stephen B. So y'all got any questions about NFL Sunday or the Iron Bowl? Matter of fact, let's go through and pick the games for tomorrow while we in the shop with it. Let's look at the NFL schedule. We'll go through and pick the games. Boom. 49ers versus Cleveland at Cleveland. Probably gonna be a snow game. The line has San Francisco -5.5. Shedeur Sanders with his second start. Who do y'all got? Y'all got the 49ers or y'all got the Cleveland Browns? Who y'all got? I want Shedeur to play well, but it's just something about the 49ers that's hard for me to go against him. I think Cleveland will play well. Like this, it wouldn't surprise me if the Browns won this game. Jacksonville at Tennessee. I think this is a winnable game for the Tennessee Titans. I like the Titans in the upset. Texans over the Colts. I don't need much time to think about that. I seen Daniel Jones' legs. New Orleans Saints at Miami. I think Miami been playing better. I like Miami. New Orleans is shedding players week to week. Atlanta goes to the Jets with Kirk Cousins. Tyrod Taylor will play quarterback. Give me the Falcons on the road. Arizona Cardinals go to Tampa Bay. Give me Tampa Bay. I don't need much time to think about the Cardinals. Even though Marvin Harrison Jr. is coming back, I do not trust where the Cardinals are at right now. Rams go to the Panthers. Panthers play them well. Panthers play them close. But the Rams is on fire right now. Give me the Rams. Seattle bludgeons Minnesota. Buffalo goes to Pittsburgh. Bounce back game for the Bills. Aaron Rodgers is going to try and go. Give me Josh Allen on about. Josh Allen played horrible against the Texans last week. Give me Josh Allen over the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. You got the Raiders going to the Chargers. I don't trust the Raiders at all. Give me the Chargers. The Harbaugh will figure it out. And you got the Denver Broncos going to the Commanders. Let me see in that game if JD5 is back. I think Jaden Daniels will play in that game, but I don't think it matters at this stage in at this stage in the season. You know, I think the Commanders will play them tough, but give me the Broncos in a close game. I wouldn't be surprised if Washington covered. 6.5 is a lot. You know, like, you know, Denver may win by 4, so to speak. I don't know the full health of Jaden Daniels, but I'm gonna go Denver because their defense is definitely gonna get after it. And the New York Giants will play the New England Patriots. This is a game that the Giants may upset the Patriots, but Monday Night Football, New England in prime time versus J-Boo. All right, y'all. A little short shop talk tonight. I'm finna finish this Stranger Things. Those uploads will go up in the morning on YouTube. We will check out the Tennessee Titans versus Jags. We'll have shop talk after, and we do Sunday Night Football long stream tomorrow after the fact. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Hope y'all had a great holiday weekend. Hope y'all stay safe. Roll Tide. God first in the chat. And we out.